What is going on? Welcome back to a day in the life of the plumber. So today is Sunday. We're off to work every other Sunday, so it's definitely a little bit of a drag, but whatever. The title, we will talk about that, but after I finish the day and I'm back at my house. I don't think the video will be too long anyway, just because, like I said, it is Sunday and it's not like a normal working day. I'm just on call. So we're going to go to our first call. It's a water leak from the first floor down to the second floor. So for the first floor, Jesus Christ. From the second floor down to the first floor, you can definitely tell it's Sunday. But yeah, so we're going to go over there and take a peek at that, and I'll see you guys there. All right, so we are back home now. Like I said, Sundays generally aren't full days. Today I had two jobs. First one, a bunch of bathroom work. That's actually going to be happening on Friday. The second one is there was a leak in a pipe, so I had to open up a bunch of the wall and pro press in some new 3/4 copper and some 1/2 inch. Nothing too crazy, really not super difficult, but those were the jobs for today. Nothing else came in while that was happening, so I'm able to head home. So the biggest thing I wanted to talk about today, and mainly the reason I'm making this video, even though today was a shorter day, is how to get over rejection. I am currently smack dab in the middle of doing that, so I figured it was important to kind of go over my process, so maybe it can help, somebody. I do want to preface this with saying that I do not have any anxiety or depression or anything like that. So if you do, I mean, what I'm about to say might not work, but I honestly couldn't tell you because I don't have either of those things. So for context, what happened is I was talking to this girl for a little bit, and everything was going great. We were getting along very well. So we decided to meet up for a date, just dinner and drink, something casual. And so we meet up. Everything's perfect. She's exactly who she says she is. I'm obviously exactly who I said I am, so no catfishing going on here, so check already. So we go in and, we start talking and everything, and we're vibing super well. Even the waitress, literally multiple times, the waitress came over and was like, I've seen a lot of first dates and you guys are definitely going out on a second date. You guys are, look very happy talking to each other and everything like that. So I'm, having a great time. We talk about, bigger things in life, marriage, kids, the whole nine, just to see, because I think it's very important. If we don't align on some big issues, then, it's totally hopeless. But literally on every single issue, we thought the exact same. She even was saying things that I've been saying for years, verbatim exactly what I said. So I'm like, this is perfect. We're vibing. We agree on all the same issues. This is a great time. This is the best first date I have ever been on, and I've been on quite a few at this point. So we are at dinner and drinks and everything for about 5 hours. We go to leave. It's nice and cordial. Gave her a hug, didn't kiss her or anything like that. And yeah, then, go home. After I got home, texted her hey, I had a great time, all that stuff. She's like, yeah, me too. Then the next day, which is Saturday. So this happened on Friday, by the way. Today's obviously Sunday. Saturday, she texts me, hey, listen, I had a great time, but just not feeling it. And I was kind of surprised just because of how good of a time we had. Like I said, the best first date I've ever been on. And this is one thing that I would implore is definitely in this situation, don't start to beg. If they send this text, their mind is pretty much made up. You could do what I did, even though I kind of regret it a little bit, is I did send a text that wasn't begging, but it was more I'm kind of surprised, we agreed on a lot of the same issues. Obviously, I respect your decision, but I gotta try to stand up for it because I did, like her, so I gotta try to at least stand up for us a little bit. But then, she said that there was another guy that she vibed well with and she wanted to continue things with him. And then she said, I hope we can still be friends, which, guys, I implore you, if this ever happens to you, do not stay friends. You cannot look at a girl in a romantic light, have her say she's picking somebody else over you, and then be friends. I'm not gonna block her or anything because I don't really do anything like that, and I'll obviously still be cordial, but I'm not gonna be friends. So the way that I'm getting over all that stuff is one thing that I highly suggest is to embrace the suck, for lack of a better phrase, I spend about a couple of days just letting the suck in. As crazy as that sounds. I think it's very important to just be able to immediately start processing what happened instead of trying to bury it and be like, nah, dude, I'm good, I'm fine. Just embrace the suck, let the emotion hit you. Whatever the situations end up being, whatever you end up needing to do. Talking to somebody, dealing with it by yourself, whatever. But take a couple of days to throw yourself a pity party and just let the emotion sink in. After a couple of days is when we start to try to get over it. Obviously, if it's something bigger, then that's a different time frame. But this is strictly rejection and little things like that. So that's what I do. I immediately start by just letting the suck in. Then after a couple of days, after I'm done with my pity party, kind of trying to deal with the emotional side of everything, which it does. It sucks. It definitely sucks. There's no two ways about it. I mean, this one, reading that text that she chose another dude over me, it stung, of course. But, I mean, it is what it is. So, yeah, so then after that, then I start, another thing is when I'm going through that suck phase, a very important thing that I always do is it's a great time for self-reflection. Not necessarily on the date, but if you think you did something wrong, then of course, reflect on that and think about how you can improve. But I metaphorically look at the man in the mirror and see if I like what I see back. At this juncture in my life, I definitely do like what I see back. I work hard, got a good paying job. I work on myself a lot, diet, nutrition, all that stuff's in check. So I like what I see. So I'm comfortable in my own skin, which I think is absolutely massive and crucial to not letting somebody saying that they're picking somebody else over you, not letting that affect your confidence, let doubt creep in and everything like that. It's very important to be comfortable in your own skin and stand up for yourself. So I think if you're not comfortable with what's looking back at you, this is a great time to start trying to make a change. I mean, there's a reason there's a cliche that when guys get broken up with, they go to the gym, you know what I mean? But it's a great time to look at yourself in the mirror and see what you don't like about yourself. Maybe you think you're a little bit too overweight. Maybe you think you didn't emotionally handle that rejection well and you think you need to grow emotionally. There's a million things. And even if you do like what you see, understand that you can always still get better and always improve on what is looking back at you. So I think if we can fundamentally do those things, I think that's absolutely massive because you're emotionally mature by being able to embrace exactly what's happening and analyze it for what it is. Obviously it's going to be emotional because who the hell likes to get rejected, but it's not going to hit as hard if you're emotionally mature and you let it in immediately. You're not waiting a year down the line. And then looking at yourself in the mirror can help you with not having, doubt creep in and affecting your confidence and everything like that. The other thing that this does really well too is, doing this literally changed my life around. I was like, this is probably, 2 years ago when me and my ex were breaking up. And then I went on a bunch of dates after that. It was a whole mess. I didn't wait long enough, yada, yada, yada. But then I got rejected and I was like, I do not like what is looking back at me. So that's when I started getting back into fitness and everything. So it can definitely change your life. The other thing that being emotionally mature does is you don't have baggage, you're not carrying around baggage with you. So if you go into a next relationship that maybe you don't get rejected and you do end up with a person, maybe she's like, in my case, like a very good girl or something like that, you don't want to ruin that relationship by bringing in emotional baggage. So if we take care of that when it happens, then by the time the actual good relationship rolls around, you don't have a bunch of baggage, if that makes sense. And you're not ruining that next relationship over something that's probably pretty menial anyway. So I think that's very important. And then, if you want to work on yourself, start to do those things. If you're liking what you see, but you can keep getting better, keep doing that. Emotionally handle it in the moment, and it's gonna pay dividends, dude. I promise. I've done both ways, and doing what I just said is so much better. So to recap, when it happens, emotionally accept it. Let the suck in. Look at yourself. Do some self-reflection. Don't let it affect your confidence, and try to come out of it a better person And it's definitely going to make it easier the next time, because who's to say you're not going to get rejected again? But if you're like, I've already been through that, I've put in the building blocks to handle the emotions of everything, then it's going to be huge, believe me. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I'm right in the middle of that suck phase of letting everything, you know, in. It definitely is not easy, but it is easier than if I hadn't, you know, put in the work beforehand. But that's just how it goes, you know? You're not everybody's pick. Begging is not going to change their mind. And if it does, I don't know, I wouldn't really want that anyway, if that makes sense. Because they made up their mind. They sent that text. They were ready to cut you off. So you have to be ready to, you know, let that go. But it sucks. It is what it is. But if this, you know, if it helps one person, then great. If it doesn't, then I got to vent and get it off my chest. But anyways, that has been a day in the life of the plumber. I like to do things like this. I like to take you throughout my day as a plumber, obviously, but talk about everything under the sun, because at the end of the day, we're all human. I have life experiences. You guys have life experiences. So if you want to talk about anything or what I talked about today, make sure to leave it down in the comments. Like and subscribe, all that good jazz while you're down there. And yeah, it's been a day in the life of the plumber, and I will see you.